I think my face looks familiar because I think last year I was standing before you just a few moments to the Ramadan to also give a lecture. And now we have come another time which we are preparing for Ramadan. So this year lecture titled The Health Benefits of Ramadan Fasting. Yeah, fasting has been shown to have a tremendous health benefit in us, and it has shown based on research and based on observation that it has really used to improve our health. So some of the health benefits of Ramadan is one, Ramadan fasting has been shown to help in controlling blood sugar because majority of what we eat get to be digested and then glucose tend to be generated, and in so doing it increases our glucose level in our blood. So especially for people who have tendencies of becoming diabetes or who have family history of diabetes, those people we used to call that they are in a pre-diabetic state. So their sugar tend to go up. So with the health benefit of fasting, their sugar tend to be well controlled. Another thing is, because the sugar is well controlled, it has also been shown that it delays the time that the person became diabetic. And also for people who are also diabetic, already been diagnosed to have diabetes, it has shown that fasting helps in controlling their sugar. And if the sugar control is good, all the organs in the body will be protected. Because we know that diabetes affects the eyes, it affects the kidneys, it affects the brain, it even affects the heart, and even affects the legs. So in so doing, when the sugar control is good, those organs will be protected, and then they will stay healthy and there will be no problem. So another health benefit of fasting is control of blood pressure. It has been shown that when someone fasts, it really helps in controlling his blood pressure. And the control of this blood pressure will help also in controlling someone's organs, such as the brains, the heart, and the kidneys, because of the deleterious effect of the high blood pressure, which it can affect those organs, even including the eyes, and also even affecting the heart in setting of sudden cardiac death. So another thing is, the other health benefits that the fasting has is control of cholesterol. Cholesterol is a component of our fats which either ingested or being produced in the body. And it has been shown that out of 4 cholesterol that we have, only 1 is a good cholesterol, while the other cholesterol are bad cholesterol. So it has been shown that fasting really helps in controlling that cholesterol. And in so doing, control of that cholesterol helps to protect the heart. So it really protects us from having a sudden cardiac death or heart attack that we normally used to know. So, and then another thing is, it has also been shown that fasting really helps in checkmating our weight. Weight has a significant effect in us because it predisposes us to have diabetes. It also predisposes us to have hypertension. It also predisposes us to have high cholesterol. It also predisposes us to heart conditions, heart diseases in a setting when we are obese. So it has been shown that fasting helps you to checkmate your weight. You can control your weight with fasting in such a way that you stay healthy and you protect yourself from either tendencies of developing diabetes or the control of the hypertension, and also helps you in controlling your heart and other organs that might be affected from obesity. And it has also been shown that fasting really helps in our brain function, because it has been shown that it improves cognitive function. Cognitive function is our ability to think, to make judgments, to make abstract thinking, to do some executive function in such a way that we can organize our activities in such a way that we can achieve them. It also helps us in orientation, to be oriented in our environment. Also, cognition also helps us in making informed decisions. It has been shown that fasting really helps in improving cognition. So it makes our brain function very well, and we can be able to function with a good mental health. And also, it has been shown that fasting improves really the longevity of humans, because for people who don't have comorbidities is the diseases like the diabetes, the hypertension, and the high cholesterol. It helps in protecting them from getting those diabetes, hypertension, or cholesterol. And then for people who already have, it has been shown that the control of the diabetes and the hypertension and the cholesterol will be very, very good in them, and in so doing, it helps them to stay longer. So it has been shown that it improves longevity in people who are fasting, especially fasting in the month of Ramadan, and also other fasting that we do along the way, even before the time of Ramadan. And then we also has been shown, fasting has also been shown to also help in reducing what we call inflammation in our system. We have acute inflammatory processes, that's sudden inflammation. We have chronic inflammatory processes, which predispose us to some diseases, which we call them degenerative diseases. So it has been shown that people who fast, especially in the research that has been done, that there are some people who have some form of like autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease is a disease in which you have some soldiers in your system that are affecting your body, meaning that your body is fighting your body. It has been shown that people who fast tend to have reduction in the severity of those diseases, especially a disease that is known as multiple sclerosis, which is a disease that affects the nerves and makes somebody to be very weak and makes somebody not to be able to function regularly. So see, these are some of the benefits of fasting in us, which has tremendously, if we have imbibed and we have been doing the fasting, which will tremendously help in improving our cognitive function, in increasing our longevity, in controlling our sugar, in controlling our blood pressure, in controlling our cholesterol, and in making our life better, and also for us to have to stay healthy, and then to be able to carry out our function the way we wanted it to be. So these are some of the little benefits fasting has been doing in our system, which has also been proven by science, which has also been proven by researches, and then it has shown tremendously to affect our health in a positive way. And then some of the advices that we need to imbibe during the month of Ramadan is because during the Ramadan, especially this time around, that we are going to do fasting with the harsh weather. The weather is very hot, so we will be losing a lot of fluid in our system. So this is a high time for us to be taking a lot of water during iftar, and then during breaking of our fast, so that we replenish the water that we lost during the daytime, and also to protect our organs, especially the kidneys, The kidneys really need a lot of water in our system. So if we deprive it of water, we will be fasting concentrated urine, and in that scenario, we can predispose to have some form of kidney injury. And then the diet also. We also need to also imbibe on healthy living diet. Mostly it should be devoid of less cholesterol in such a way that we minimize our red meat. We can take more of fish and chicken. Then also the fruits and vegetables are also very good for us, which aids our digestion, aid our metabolism, and also give us the adequate nutrients when we are doing the fasting. So these are some of the little advices that we need to imbibe when we are doing fasting. And then we should know the fasting we are doing, we have so many benefits from it. Apart from getting reward of the fasting, it also helps our body in terms of controlling those things that I aforementioned, which are the checkmating our weights, controlling the sugar, controlling the blood pressure, controlling the cholesterol, control of inflammation, the increasing our longevity and improvement of our cognitive function. So I think I have tried my best to see how I can explain some of these benefits, and I think by God willing, it will be a take home for us, and we'll be able to imbibe on so many things related to the fasting, and then we'll stay healthy. Thank you.
Adakbir! May Allah elongate the life of our today's lecturer for us. He has been able to do justice to the topic given to him. May Allah increase your wisdom, may He increase your knowledge, and elongate your life in general. Wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. Yes. If lecturer is able to deliver lecture like this, definitely there will be question and answer.
Okay, I didn't.
You forgot to mention it. As far as fasting is concerned, those of you that used to have BP, used to have hypertension, the lecturer says you should be fasting, and inshallah, everything will disappear. So we have questions for our lecturer, inshallah. How do you
manage ulcer?
How do you manage ulcer during the month of Ramadan? Somebody that has ulcer in the month of Ramadan and want to fast. So in such situation, what is going to happen? Then the companion is that.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. I forgot to make mention about the issue of ulcer during Ramadan. So a question was asked, how do you manage ulcer during fasting? During fasting, majority of ulcers, majority are being triggered by what we call, we have some triggers for ulcer. So majority of the triggers is, one is oily food, two, spicy food, three, food that is very hot, three, a sour food, four, a drink that has a lot of gas. So these are majority of things that do majority trigger the ulcer. So in this setting, the ulcer has grades, stages by stage. Some have ulcer that is very severe in such a way that it bleeds. They used to have vomiting with blood. They used to pass stool with blood. So that one is a severe form of ulcer. In that setting, we can advise an individual to skip fasting if he has not been healed. But a person who has a mild to moderate ulcer, which only he used to have the symptoms of ulcer when he came in contact with those triggers. So in that setting, we advise that individual to avoid those triggers. Avoid food that is very, very oily. Avoid food that is very spicy. Avoid food that is very hot. Allow it to settle before you take. And then avoid drinks or food that is very sour, so that at least you will avoid those triggers. And then try as much as possible to stay close to your medicines. You should have a drug, either the antacid close to you, or you have another drug that we call it PPI, we call it proton pump inhibitors, that's the omeprazole and other ones, which you can be keeping should in case if the symptoms has started and you can no longer cope and you can no longer continue with fasting, you can take those as a remedy to control the ulcer. Thank you very much.
And the thing, so those of us that we have ulcer and we want to fast, our lecturer has provided solutions to it for us. We are like increase his knowledge. There is another question here. The questionnaire says that can a person who is fasting do exercise? Somebody that is fasting, is it allowed for him to be doing exercise?
Okay, it's a bit tricky question. Majority of people who are fasting have tendencies of having low glucose because majority already you have loaded your system with glucose during suhoor, and then majority of that loading of that glucose is the one that's supposed to carry you from that morning till evening. So it's a very dicey question because if you subject an individual to a rigorous exercise when fasting, he can develop low glucose. And that low glucose has its own effect, which if it is very severe, it can lead to irreversible brain damage. So in that setting, even the exercise has been graded. We have mild, moderate, and intense exercise. So just the normal brisk walking and the normal walking that we are doing, I think it suffices. No one should subject himself into an intense exercise during fasting, unless and if after he has break his fast, in that setting he can have the opportunity to do an exercise when he is a bit more stronger. So that's my advice for an individual. Thank you.
And the thing, so it's advisable, if you are fasting, don't do any exercise. Don't do it, inshallah, Allah will give it us. Then there's another question which is going to be the last question, inshallah. I used to notice slight headache close to morning time when fasting outside Ramadan. Is it normal?
Okay, the question is outside Ramadan. It was not during Ramadan, because if it is during Ramadan, entirely is another answer that I need to give you. So basically, headaches, we have so many headaches. We have what you call tension headaches, we have cluster headaches, So some people, because of the rigorous activity that you have underwent, sometimes because of the tension and the stress that somebody has, been subjected over, on the daily activities that he has been doing. Sometimes in the evening, somebody might have some little headaches that can explain that it's a tension headaches in him. But some people, however, that are about to have some little symptoms related to some diseases, either upper respiratory tract infection or malaria, they can also come down with some headaches, evening headaches, which are the telltale symptoms of those upper respiratory tract infection or malaria. So in that case, if he has been having that headache, so he should try as much as possible to visit his doctor, where his blood pressure will be checked, and then also other tests can be done to identify if really he has some infections that are about to start coming, and he is having those telltale symptoms of those diseases, and he is coming down with headaches. Thank you.
As it been, may Allah once again be with our lecturer and grant him all his heart desire. The next program
Today is 19.
Our Ramadan committee, we are going to have
This one, the questions and answers are right. Just this thing I will write.
No, you are not expected to write anything.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he gave it to me.
You want to present a
Okay.
gift to
On behalf of the Ramadan committee, we thank you for this lecture. May Almighty Allah continue to increase your knowledge and spread your knowledge. What will do this work as a token of appreciation for this lecture.
Allahu Akbar. Announcement from
صلوا على النبي الكريم. We really appreciate our doctor